Welcome to 10 Minutes Today, your favorite thrice weekly show right here on YouTube. We come to you every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a brand new discussion meant to invoke a little bit of thought, bring some enjoyment into your life. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, pop, and like us on Facebook. Also, website coming soon.
Might be up by now.
Probably not.
We'll link it.
But stay tuned for that. Now, today's topic is, who are the greatest three musicians of all time? So Matej and I have both prepared lists.
Not really. He sprung this on me like 2 minutes ago.
I let him know on Thursday, but he chose not to open the Google Doc, so he didn't know it existed. But we're going to go, he's going to give me his number one, I'll give my number one, and we can debate if we absolutely agree or disagree or whatever. So Matej, who is the best musician of all time?
It's such a loaded question.
And it has to be individuals.
Sure.
We're not doing bands.
I have a really hard time picking one individual.
We only have 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I know. I just want to preface this because it's going to be something that's not probably widely accepted here. All-around musician. I'm talking. He kicks ass in multiple areas. He's very distinct. He's influential. Everybody knows him.
Sure.
Number one, I would put at Dave Grohl, and I do that because of how well-rounded he is. If you're going to talk about best musicians, and then we're going to say, okay, best singer, or best guitarist, or best drummer, or most influential person, or the best performer, there's tons of different ways to break it down. But if I'm saying one person that's all around, I would probably pick him.
So I have a list of 7 that I have, because I needed who are the greatest musicians, and I came up with 7. Dave Grohl was number 7 on my list.
Okay.
So I don't disagree that he should be on there, but he's definitely not number 1. Number 1, best musician of all time is Bob Marley.
Bob Marley?
Yes. He can play guitar, he can sing, he can drum, and his music by far will be listened to for years to come. He's the only person who writes songs that can be listened to around the world.
The only person?
Yes.
Okay.
All it's about is peace. He does not I was going to say he doesn't rap about hate.
Doesn't rap about anything.
Doesn't rap at all. He doesn't sing about any hatred or whatever. And even like Redemption Song is by far one of the best songs that's ever been written, and it's so underrated, but it's about so much hate in his past and like all this horrible shit that happened to them. Well, yeah, but that's reggae. But it's about so much bad stuff that happened in their lives, and he sings about it so peacefully, and it's all about making peace with like the bad stuff that happened to you. Okay. By far, number 1. Who's your number 2?
See, okay, back to it. I couldn't pick basically well-rounded, all-around people, so I shifted it a little bit. Now I'm going to put Freddie Mercury in there because he's the best, I would say, probably one of the best, if not the best, male vocalist.
Freddie Mercury's the best male vocalist that's ever lived, and that's period, exclamation mark, period.
I'd say he's one.
No one can sing. Well, Luciano Pavarotti and Freddie Mercury, and listen to them sing together, blows your mind.
Anyways, so Freddie has to be in this list just because he's just the most amazing singer. I mean, he does other things, he plays instruments, he arranged actually
most of their
stuff. So
Queen is my favorite. Queen is my favorite band of all time. Freddie Mercury didn't make my list.
What?
Yeah, he didn't make my list.
Fucking crazy.
Queen, if we were doing bands, Queen would be number 1. But I think it's Freddie Mercury and Brian May.
Beatles would have to be up there.
No, the Beatles wouldn't even make
as influential.
Influential, but best musicians, the Beatles, and we'll get to that in a second. Queen would be number 1 on my list for bands because I think it's Freddie Mercury and Brian May together. Mm-hmm. But separated, they're just not the machine that they were as Queen, right? So my number 2 is Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I mean, obviously born and bred to be a star, but that's what he was, like,
to an unhealthy level.
Of course. I mean, it ended up killing him in the end, but like, oh my God, was he a star? And he knew exactly what people wanted at all times. His performances were fantastic. He could play. He didn't play music live on stage, but he could. Like, he played in all of his studio stuff. He plays on some of his albums.
Did he? I didn't know that he played anything.
Yeah, he did.
I knew he danced and he sang.
Yeah, he played some instruments. He played guitar and piano. Not a lot, but he's my number 2. Number 3?
Michael Jackson. So it's fitting that they fit there. I think, again, I gave it to him based on how incredibly he performed. He was definitely a performer, bred right from the beginning. He again he understood tension, and he could hold you guys, and he'd pause things and wait until it was like almost unbearable, and then he'd bring it back in. And his understanding of all that kind of stuff is obviously there. And his voice is great. It's unorthodox, a little bit odd in some situations.
Yeah, it's different.
But he has a fantastic voice. He's got his own tone. You hear him, you know it's him.
Yeah.
His music, although he didn't produce it, it all has that own sound. So you got to put it under his name because he was the face of it. So
Right.
I definitely agree. He's up there for sure.
My number 3 was very, very tough. So it's ultimately, I decided on David Bowie.
Okay.
But it was a tough choice between Bowie, Lennon, and Dylan. Bob Dylan, John Lennon, and David Bowie.
Okay.
And the reason I ended up picking Bowie is Bob Dylan and John Lennon are fantastic on their own, but they weren't great until they collaborated. So the Beatles, musically, like their music wasn't as incredible as like Sgt. Pepper was
Sure.
until John Lennon wrote with Bob Dylan. And same with like Bob Dylan, his music advanced so much when he got together with John Lennon. But David Bowie is like,
I don't know. Bob Dylan had a lot of his own shit. That
oh, I'm not saying he's not unique on his own, but the two of them, well, yeah, but he sounds very different. But his music took off after working with Lennon.
Yeah.
And same thing with Lennon taking off after working with, well, I mean, the Beatles were the Beatles at that point, but
yeah.
It got to a critical point where now we can listen to like early Beatles records. You can say what you want, they're just not on par with the later Beatles records.
Well,
and they're
I
one of
mean,
the only bands that's like that.
Even for me, I'm not. It's gonna piss people off.
Yeah, I don't like the Beatles.
I'm not
the
the
Beatles.
hugest Beatles fan. Like I can listen to their music and I can appreciate what they did,
I get
how
it,
they influenced pop music as a whole,
Yeah.
and I get it. But I wouldn't sit there and put on Beatles.
I would
music.
never
I
listen
mean,
to
I
Beatles
could
music.
like sure a couple songs, sure, but I would never on my own time.
My
choose to put
Spotify
a Beatles
songs,
song.
there's not one Beatles song.
I think
there
I might
will
have like
be.
2 or 3.
I'm not
So,
a fan.
It's just not
I
my
get
cup of
it,
tea.
but-
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, so ultimately I selected Bowie because not only, I mean, I have Bowie and Freddie Mercury lyrics tattooed on me, but
Sure.
so that's a little bit of a bias.
Okay, so but do you think Bowie is the best, like, in regards to like playing music or
to original?
singing?
No, he's the
'Cause
most
I wouldn't say he's the
original.
best singer.
No, I'm not
I
saying.
don't even-
I don't think he's the best singer. He's not even in the top 10 of greatest singers.
I'm not even
But
close.
his music is so different. It's not like anything.
It's real.
It's like he is what he is back then what Kanye is now. Where like he has this niche. A lot of people like him. Most people are like, what the fuck is going on? And then years down the road, we got Bowie. I seriously think Kanye's music is along those lines where he's kind of crazy. No one knows what's going on. And I think you're going to get it down the road. I'm telling you.
No.
Kanye is not on my list. But there's a reason that Kanye is
No chance.
one of the best-selling rappers of all time. Other people we didn't talk about that are on my list is just Prince. I had him as
Prince,
6.
yeah, he's gotta
just
be up there.
just above Dave Grohl.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin.
Super influential on guitar. Like he basically shaped all of guitar nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
amplified guitar is Jimi Hendrix.
So we have a minute and a half left. Let's just go rapid fire. Who else you can think of?
Oh, I'm terrible at thinking of people on the spot. This is not
Angus
good.
Young, AC/DC.
Just Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin stole a lot of music.
I don't care.
I would put Heart.
That music wouldn't
On
be
there.
anywhere. Wouldn't have seen the light of day without them making it.
Well, I realize
fucking awesome.
that, but the same with like Elvis. A lot of people would want on there. I wouldn't put him on.
I wouldn't put him on there either.
Johnny
Influential,
Cash.
yeah, but-
Johnny Cash.
Cash, yeah.
He just didn't make my list.
Yeah.
But he's way up there.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've shouted it. I said Luciano Pavarotti already.
Mm-hmm.
Madonna, we have to put up there. As far as female singers are concerned, she's different. She knows what she's doing.
You know who's got a really good voice and is, I guess, not current anymore, but Gaga.
Lady
She has a
Gaga,
fucking
yeah.
amazing voice.
I guess we should mention Adele as well.
Oh, amazing. Bruno Mars.
Bruno
maybe,
Mars.
killing it.
Yeah, Bruno Mars, like 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road,
Yeah.
he will be on my
He
on
is
my
killing
list.
it lately. I've been loving his
And
stuff.
but like
I
Bobby
love the
Brown,
funk, like,
Bobby
the
Brown
Motown
has
feel.
to be there.
Oh, so good. He's rejuvenating at the right time, I think.
Yeah, it's been just enough time between then and now that, like, honestly, Michael Jackson's death opened up the door for Justin Bieber, and now Bruno Mars is just kind of taking off where Michael Jackson left off in
Yeah.
the early 2000s
Love
and
it.
killing it.
I'm loving it.
So
That's about it.
that is
It won't scare me this time.
This is all we got.
Peace. There we go.
Thank you for watching 10 Minutes Today. If you agree with us, let us know in the comments. If you disagree with us, we don't give a shit. But let us know in the
Let
comments.
us know who we forgot, because this
I'm
is
sure
just
we
off the top of my
forgot
head.
somebody.
I guarantee we forgot a bunch of people.
And don't forget to come back every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And
Yep.
I think this is the end of chapter 2.
It is.
R.I.P.
Have fun. Be safe.